This is VOA News via remote. I'm Tommy McNeil. The death toll from an explosion outside a school in Afghanistan's capital, Kabul, has risen to at least 58. Afghan officials said on Sunday, with doctors struggling to provide medical care to at least 150 who were injured. The bombing on Saturday evening shook Shiite Muslim religious minority neighborhood in Afghanistan, which has been targeted in the past by Islamic State militants. Sudanese authorities have deported around 36 Ethiopian peacekeepers working in the UN mission in Darfur to a refugee camp. Al-Fateh Ibrahim Mohammed, the head of the refugee agency in North Darfur province, says the troops are among 120 Ethiopian forces from the Tigrayan ethnic group who have sought asylum in Sudan earlier in the year. The troops refused to return to their home country, Ethiopia, for fear of being detained by the government. The prime minister has waged a devastating war in November on the regional government of Tigray. He has also swept up thousands of Tigrayans into detention centers across Ethiopia. The United States' top infectious disease doctor says it is highly likely officials have in fact been undercounting the number of fatalities from COVID-19 after a new report from the University of Washington estimated the death toll was nearly double. The analysis by the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation pegs the U.S. death toll at more than 900,000. The Centers for Disease Control has a number at about 575,000. This is VOA News. While the world's wealthier nations have stockpiled the coronavirus vaccines for their citizens, many other poorer countries are still scrambling to secure doses. Few have yet to receive any whatsoever. The World Health Organization says about a dozen countries, many of them in Africa, are still waiting to get vaccines. Those last in line on the continent, along with Chad, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Eritrea, and Tanzania, WHO says delays and shortages are driving African countries to slip further behind the rest of the world in the rollout of COVID-19 vaccines, with the continent accounting for only 1% of the vaccines administered worldwide so far. Criminal hackers are now increasingly using brazen methods to try to extort money from law enforcement agencies, including leaking or threatening to leak highly sensitive and potentially life-threatening information. The defiant attacks on law enforcement agencies underscore how little the criminal syndicates that operate ransomware gangs fear any repercussions. In Washington, D.C., a Russian-speaking ransomware syndicate called Babuk hacked into the network of the city police department and threatened to leak the identities of department's confidential informants. Experts say that they hadn't seen such aggressive tactics used against police departments before. Mexico's president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, says that Mexico has complained to U.S. officials about their alleged financing for anti-corruption group that he said has engaged in political activity against his administration. He made the announcement at a news conference shortly before Friday's online meeting with the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris. The issue apparently did not arise at that meeting. More than 1,200 migrants and decrepit, overcrowded fishing boats reached a tiny island, Italian island, in a 12-hour span. The Italian news agency reports said that the Coast Guard and Customs Police boats escorted the vessels to Lampedusa Island Sunday after they were spotted in the Mediterranean a few miles offshore. A newspaper in the city said that they arrived on a wooden or metal boat. Via remote, I'm Tommy McNeil, VOA News.